this is turning into a total nightmare for Harry and Meghan. Kim Kardashian dumps the Sussexes. Now, over the weekend, we revealed on the Mark Dolan show that Meghan Markle insulted war veterans by not wearing one of these commemorative poppies at Kardashian's matriarch Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party. Well, that scandal has been drowned out by a shock new development involving Kim, who is, of course, the most famous member of the Kardashian clan. Now, on yesterday's show, we reported that Kris Jenner took to Instagram to showcase a variety of images from the glamorous celebration, and Kris captioned the post, "Magical night celebrating my 70th birthday with beautiful family and friends." But it would seem that Harry and Meghan are not among those friends. She uploaded 20 photos capturing the star-studded soiree. The guests included the likes of Mariah Carey and Kylie Jenner, Mark Zuckerberg, lots and lots of famous people. Despite being photographed arriving, neither Meghan nor Harry appeared in a single one of Kris Jenner's official birthday snaps. Kris captioned the post, "Magical night celebrating my 70th birthday with beautiful family and friends." And she uploaded 20 photos capturing the star-studded soiree. And clearly Harry and Meghan were not among those friends. The guests featured included the likes of Mariah Carey and Kylie Jenner. Now, despite being photographed arriving, neither Harry nor Meghan appeared in a single one of Jenner's official birthday snaps. Why would that be? Well, since then, it's all exploded. Kim Kardashian, by far the most famous member of the family, had her own selection of photos from the bash, which originally featured Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan were in her photo selection. But that photograph, wait for it, has been deleted. That's right, Kardashian has cancelled the Sussexes. Now, Kim Kardashian, one of the most famous women in the world as a result of a rather notorious adult video, removed a photo of Harry and Meghan, and so now all that's left on her Instagram is images of Kris Jenner, her mother, Kim and her sisters, Snoop Dogg, Mariah Carey, Paris and Nikki Hilton, Mark Zuckerberg, the actor Vin Diesel, Justin Bieber, and one of the world's richest men, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. So what's happened here? Well, Kim Kardashian has deleted this image of Harry and Meghan because she's clearly decided that these two are trouble. They are the toxic twins. And Kim Kardashian doesn't want to have anything to do with Harry and Meghan. Now, this is so embarrassing because Harry and Meghan have already taken heat for going out and celebrating and drinking champagne on the weekend of Remembrance Sunday, when the war dead from 2 world wars are recognised in the United Kingdom, with King Charles, Princess Catherine, Queen Camilla and Prince William going to the Cenotaph in central London and laying wreaths. At which point Harry and Meghan decide it's time to party like 1999. We've got the controversy of Meghan not wearing the poppy. But the bottom line is this is the ultimate blow. A vote of no confidence in the Sussexes from one of the biggest movers and shakers in American public life, Kim Kardashian. Don't forget she's worth an absolute fortune. Hundreds of millions of dollars. The family collectively are worth billions. So the Kardashians are very rich, very famous. They have enormous influence in social media, in the world of business, in the world of politics, and of course, in the world of showbiz and entertainment. The Kardashians are huge. They are a huge deal. And they've just dumped the Sussexes. Now, clearly what's happened is the Kardashian is embarrassed by Harry and Meghan, and she's featured a photo of the couple in her carousel of images and looked at it and thought, do you know what? I don't want these two lowering the tone, right? They are just bad for my brand, bad for business, bad for my image, and I'm just going to delete. So she's taken her phone. Kim Kardashian, who, by the way, has a history with mobile phones, especially when there's a camera on it and things get filmed. And she's gone on there and she has decided, Harry and Meghan, thanks but no thanks. She's hit delete, just like that. And it's a bit ironic that Kim Kardashian should be embarrassed by the Sussexes. She must have, lovely Kim, she must have a very high threshold of embarrassment because she became world famous after an adult film of her being very, very close to her partner, which was all captured on camera. I'm not going to describe it. It's not appropriate for a family show. We are family. It's not appropriate. And I won't be telling you because this show, you can always switch it on, whoever's in the house or in the car. Lots of people listen to the show in the car. And let the kids watch. In fact, bring them in. They might learn something. But it's very, very damning that somebody like Kim Kardashian, made famous from an adult video of an explicit nature, the idea that she's got the moral high ground and finds Harry and Meghan a bit embarrassing to have on her phone, I think speaks volumes about their stock price at the moment. And it is zero. Harry and Meghan have been shorted, right? It has now, the stock value of Harry and Meghan has junk status. Because don't forget, it's not only the Kardashians, in particular Kim, that's ditched the Sussexes. The Obamas have ditched the Sussexes. The Clooneys have ditched the Sussexes. Oprah has ditched the Sussexes. Gwyneth Paltrow has ditched the Sussexes. Elton John has ditched the Sussexes. And I can't explain, but it's something about the way you look tonight. Elton John was very close to the Sussexes, felt very protective of Harry, known Harry since he was a little boy. Why? Because Elton was best friends with Diana. And of course, Elton was devastated when Diana lost her life in a Paris tunnel, which just this year was openly mocked by Meghan Markle as she filmed a video in her limousine at high speed, driving through streets in Paris not far from where Diana perished. I mean, that's how cold and how ill-judged Meghan Markle is, that she doesn't think of it, or she does think of it, and she doesn't care. So Elton and Diana were really, really close. She passed. Elton sings at her funeral, a rewritten version of Candle in the Wind. So Elton the guy has got an enormous heart. He's a very, very generous human being. And he's an emotional guy, and he's an extraordinarily generous chap. And therefore, he looked out for the two boys and was very close to them, which is why when Harry and Meghan were feeling the heat, then he reached out to them and he said, come to my $30 million south of France mansion, which I think is called the Yellow Palace because it's yellow and it's a palace. And he sheltered them there for a few months. And I think it was the summer before Megxit. It was certainly around the time of Megxit, I think, just in the run-up to that big departure. And here is the thing. They were very close. And Elton John even spent extra money paying to make their flights to France carbon neutral because, of course, Harry and Meghan are so worried about the environment, even though they travel around the world in private jets and live in a 16-bathroom Montecito mansion. But Elton has ditched them. There is not a squeak out of Elton regarding Harry and Meghan. So the whole of the world of Hollywood have ditched them. And don't forget, the producers can't stand them. You've got Spotify saying that they are a pair of, and I quote, effing grifters. They're not interested. Even Netflix have basically washed their hands of Harry and Meghan. They have a nominal first look arrangement. That's not a contract. That's not a commission for TV content. So Kardashian, good luck to her. Do you know something? I respect Kim Kardashian because she's made her mistakes, a lot of which can be evidenced by the rather lengthy film that's probably on the internet somewhere involving her being very close to her partner in the most biblical sense. And she's made her mistakes, and she'd had a terrible marriage to Kanye West, who's a rapper, that man is a hot mess. He is a disaster. So it's not been easy, and she's got a load of kids as a result of that marriage, and she's got to raise them now as a single mother. She's got enough money, but it's still an emotional pressure, isn't it, to raise those kids on your own? And so she has decided that she does not want to do business with Harry and Meghan. Who could blame her? Kardashian has got the Midas touch. I mean, that video, it went viral. It did make her famous. So in some ways, it wasn't all bad. I mean, I think it was embarrassing. I'm sure Kris Jenner, her mother, was mortified because she's a very dignified lady. She's not trashy at all. She's pure class and she looks incredible. Incredibile! She looks amazing for 70. Incredibile! Il due grandi tagliatelle. Pasta al pesto spaghetti al forno. E Giuliano Pavarotti. Sì, certo, a presto, ciao, grazie mille. Auf die Treppe schnell! So, it's great. It's great. It's great. She's got some judgment, and she's very, very successful, Kim Kardashian. She had the video which went viral. It made her famous, so it might have been embarrassing and shameful, but it turned her into a global star. And in this currency that we have at the moment in the world of popular culture, it's all about noise. It's all about digital views. It's all about clicks. And that works. Since then, she had Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which was one of the biggest shows on TV. And then there's a new one, The Adventures of the Kardashians or something on Disney+. I don't know. I don't really watch it. I don't watch it because I'd rather watch paint dry, but it's working. Kim Kardashian is successful. She's had the kids. She's, by the way, the other thing about Kim Kardashian, she's a smart cookie. Did you know that she's training to be a lawyer just like her father? And now I know lots of people don't like Donald Trump, and I understand that some people, half of you love him, half of you don't. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But what she did is she went to the White House and she convinced Donald Trump to change prisons policy. And I think she managed to get somebody that had gone to jail that maybe shouldn't have gone to jail acquitted. So she's making a real difference. She speaks up for the marginalized. This is Kim. She manages to get the president to do stuff that he maybe wasn't planning to do. That's impressive. And she's now doing bar exams, law exams. I think she failed her most recent bar exams, her legal exams, but she'll be back and she'll do them and she'll get those qualifications. And then she'll be a top lawyer. So she's got the money, she's got the legal prowess, she's got the celebrity, she's got the fame, she's got lovely kids now, and she's single. Kim Kardashian, probably the most eligible woman in the world. Until Meghan and Harry divorce. The Mark Dolan show is the first show in the world to place Harry and Meghan on 24/7 divorce watch. It's going to happen. It is a fact. I've lived a life. I've got my eyes open. I've got my head screwed on. I can assure you that they will not see out their old age together, because that's not Meghan's way. Because Meghan always dumps people, just like Kardashian has dumped her. Well, she always dumps people. She's dumped her ex-husband, Trevor, who was lovely, until she got the part in Suits. And once she got that part in Suits, she was out. $50,000 a show. Thank you very much. Happy days. Good night, Vienna. She dumped Piers Morgan, who introduced her to the UK showbiz scene. She goes on a date with Harry. He never hears from her again. The next time he hears from her is when she organises to get him fired from his TV breakfast show here in the UK. And of course, we know Thomas Markle, cruelly dumped by Meghan. Harry will be next. And then at that point, Meghan Markle will be the most eligible woman in the world. Well, will she? Let me know in the comments. When Meghan becomes single, does she become the most eligible woman in the world? I don't know how old she is at the moment. She's in her 40s. Some of you have said in the comments you think she's 60. A lot of you think she's incredibly ancient and old. A lot of you think she is old, like seriously old. A lot of you think she's like ballpark 50, 55. A lot of you think that. And you know something? You're entitled to your view. The problem I've got, I would look at Meghan's Wikipedia. Hello, I'm Meghan Markle. And you would, if it was another celebrity, you would believe their Wikipedia. But I can't believe anything that Harry and Meghan say. So when she says she's like this age or that, what is it, 44, I think is her latest stated age. Who knows whether that's true? But anyway, when she becomes single, let me know in the comments, will she be the most eligible woman in the world? I wonder. If so, she'll have a lot of interest from billionaires. Billionaires like Rupert Murdoch, the Australian media magnate. I like Meghan Markle. I think she's an attractive woman. I think she's got strong biology. I think her genetics are of interest to me as an investment. I consider her makeup, like her physical metabolism, to be robust. I think she's got a robust metabolism. And I think she's do you know what I really like about Meghan? I find her gums to be very healthy. She's got strong teeth with a good calcium content. The calcium to enamel ratio is optimal. She's got an excellent, and this is what I look for in a lady. People don't know this, but if ever I consider marrying someone, I actually speak to her parents, I speak to her siblings, I speak to her friends, and I speak to her dentist, is what I do. Because you find out a lot about a lady from her dentist, and you find out whether she has plaque. And I would suggest, having looked at rather zoomed in photographs of Meghan's teeth, that she has no plaque, that she flosses, There's a nice distance between the teeth, particularly at the back of the molars. There's a good blood supply in the teeth and healthy nerves. And that's what I'm looking for in a lady, is robust molars and a good calcium to enamel ratio. And she has a robust immune system. So listen, we don't have time for this. And this is the difficulty. You interrupt me. I'm trying to get through some truth bombs here. I've got so much material for you today. We're already under pressure. I kid you not. We are under pressure. I know you think I'm joking about Rupert Murdoch because he's married and he's old and everything like that. First of all, the man's a genius. And secondly, Meghan will be looking. This is not a joke. Meghan will be looking for a billionaire. And a wrinkly old billionaire is the best kind. It has to be. Come on. When you're that cynical, the wrinkly and the older, the better. I like wrinkles. It's very lucky. I just find 97-year-old men that aren't very well with wrinkles and $1 billion attractive, and I don't know why. It's curious, and it's strange that I just find wrinkly, old, very rich, not very well men hot. I really do. And the more poorly they are, the hotter they seem to get. So, but Kardashian has spoken. Kim Kardashian has spoken, and she's like, Harry and Meghan, I'm out. I mean, folks, it is the ultimate cancellation from a woman made famous by a trashy adult video is now looking down on the Sussex and saying, sorry, you're bad for my reputation. Who's next to cancel the Sussexes? Vladimir Putin. I don't like Harry and Meghan. I think that they're not good people. They are very bad for my image. I went to a party with Harry and Meghan in the Kremlin, and I was photographed with them, and I thought, no, this is not good for my street cred. Everyone thinks I'm a nice guy. I'm Vladimir Putin, and I'm going to become decidedly unpopular if I spend too much time with Harry and Meghan. Honestly, I swear, Kim Jong-un, I'm not sure I should do the voice, I'll get cancelled. Kim Jong-un's like, marry Harry, Meghan, no Harry, Meghan. Okay, that's as far as I'll go with Kim Jong-un. So, seriously, no one wants to be involved with them. Elton and Harry were like that. They were as thick as thieves. Harry was Elton's long desired for son. Harry was the son Elton always dreamed of having. Now Elton has got 2 sons, and there seem to be lovely boys, Zachary and Elijah. Cute, gorgeous little kids. Let's hope that they can generate some great tunes when they're older. When poor old Elton shuffles off this mortal coil, we could do with a few more bangers, couldn't we? That's quite something, by the way. David Furnish is Elton John's husband, who's done a great job with Elton's career and obviously made Elton very happy. So anyone that likes Elton John, in my opinion, you got to love David Furnish. He's a Canadian. And have you ever met a Canadian that you didn't like? The Canadians are just, oh my God. The Canadians. Who doesn't love the Canadians? So, he's done very well. By the way, though, I will say one thing. When when Elton passes, EJ, I mean, that will. Oh my God. David Furnish will inherit 1,000 songs composed by Elton John. And he'll inherit $700, $800, $900 million. He may inherit, if Elton lives long, which I think he will because he's hardy. If Elton pops off, like sort of at the age of 100, well, he'll be a billionaire at that point. David Furnish inherits 1,000 songs, including Candle in the Wind, Your Song, and Tiny Dancer and Rocket Man. It's not bad, is it? And he'll inherit probably $1 billion. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And that will be tax-free, by the way. So well done, David Furnish. That's not a bad inheritance, but I know Elton would want that to be long. Never have we never. There are people you never want to lose. We talked about this on a previous show. Wouldn't you agree? There are some people. If I could just let me know in the comments. Life sadly is finite, but if there are some people apart from your loved ones, of course, who you'd want to keep forever, your loved ones and your friends, but which celebrity would you like to keep forever? If I was given, if I could press a button, I would definitely, I would keep Elton. And the reason why is because of the amazing amount of stunning music that he's generated for the world. And I'd like to carry on having that music. When you think of John Lennon, who was slain at such a young age. Just think of all the John Lennon songs that we don't have because of what happened to him. Just think of all the John Lennon songs that will be around. So yeah, which celebrity would you press the button to keep forever? Let me know. I can let you have one in the comments. Mine will be Elton. I still miss Peter Sellers. Yes, you know. Clouseau. Yes, I know that. Oh, this is the upstairs, sir. Yes, I know that. It is what they call my karma. Your what? It is my karma, you know. It is my destiny. Oh, yes? Right, listen, folks, we got to get on with this. So Kardashian has decided, very understandably, that the Sussexes are toxic. She's also, by the way, got business interests, and she doesn't want those damaged by this poisonous pair. She's got the Skims range. Now, are you familiar with Skims? I'm considering letting Skims advertise on the show. They can do sponsorship. Skims, Skims. It's called shapewear. And what it does is it's very clever elasticated clothing that really holds you in. And I'm currently wearing it now from the neck down. What do you think? Are you happy with it? I promise you, we're not messing around. I mean, I haven't exhaled since I came on air. But it's all about image, you see. That's the problem. I'm under a lot of pressure to look fabulous for you every day and to present a strong visual image. So, I've got more news on this party, because this party has been a total train wreck for the Sussexes, hasn't it? It's been such a hot mess. Who thought that this pair of numpties going to a party would become a global scandal and be very damaging to their brand? But it has been. So you've got Poppygate, where Meghan lied and said that she couldn't get hold of a poppy. Well, wait a minute. This event, remember it's weekend, is annual. So she's known about it for 365 days. She's a wealthy young woman who could get a diamond encrusted one of those. That she pretended she didn't have one. Well, Harry's in America and he had one. And couldn't she have one from last year? And might she not thought of it, particularly because she's involved in Invictus? Anyhow, so you had the Poppygate and the fact that they were at a party whilst the royal family are mourning those who lost their lives in 2 world wars, which is not a good look. Even if Harry and Meghan didn't come to England to lay down a wreath, at least what they could have done is stayed home and just lit some candles and kept a low profile. You cannot go out to parties on Remembrance Weekend when you're Prince Harry, who is a ex-military himself, and who is the face of Invictus anyhow. So that was wild. But it's been a hot mess for another reason as well. Speaking to the very well-connected US news website Page 6, Buckingham Palace officials have reacted to the photographs of the Sussexes at Kris Kardashian's party, watching Harry mainlining champagne because he's so unhappy. So he's just like, if he sees a drink now, he's like, he cannot get it down quick enough. Why? Because he's not happy and he drinks to forget. And Meghan drinks because I think she's got no soul. So it gives her a feeling of humanity when she drinks. It turns her into, she becomes, as the Americans would say, semi-human after a litre of Napa Valley Rosé. You're welcome. My husband. By the way, Meghan, such a fraud. She sells nothing on her website, which is apparently going to be the future of commerce. It's the first business in the world that has no products, right? It's got nothing to sell. There's some jam. We've got the flower sprinkles, which I believe are toxic, hallucinogenic, and you're not supposed to eat flowers. And the other thing that's on there is New Zealand Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc. Now, that's a lovely... there's so many viewers in New Zealand. I love New Zealand wine. And when I do a tour of Australia and New Zealand, I will be making my way through the vineyards of Australia. I like Meghan Markle. She has a very good spine, in fact. I don't know if you've seen a scan of her spine, but her spine is very healthy. The vertebrae are all correctly in order and nicely interlinked. The vertebrae are well connected to each other. Essentially, the vertebrae, it's like a nexus of bones in a straight line. It all kind of knitted together like Lego. And she's got an excellent healthy spine with strong vertebrae with a nice C shape. So a very curved back. and excellent, robust nerves that cascade through the center of the vertebrae. And it's very healthy. I've been very satisfied with her scans. And the teeth, what you've got with the teeth is an excellent calcium to enamel ratio. So the bottom line is that palace officials have seen images of the Sussexes mainlining champagne and partying the night away by saying they are tone deaf and demonstrate a total lack of class, right? This is Buckingham Palace insiders who are horrified by what they're seeing. These royal aides are said to be completely shocked by Harry and Meghan's beaming appearance at Kris Jenner's lavish 70th birthday celebration. A moment insiders believe perfectly illustrates why the Sussexes should not be welcomed back into royal circles. Well, they're so right about that. We could have told them, couldn't we? We could have told them, and it's abundantly clear that it was a huge mistake by Prince Charles to welcome Harry back in that Clarence House summit, which, as I revealed yesterday, has opened a can of worms, created the monster of Harry's ego, and means that Harry's now looking at accommodation options for a medium to long-term return to the UK. Yikes! Well, anyway, based on this appearance at this showbiz party, that's less likely to happen now. This royal insider has said it is unbelievably tacky. This is a palace figure involved in day-to-day royal operations, speaking to Page 6. For some at the palace, the whole spectacle sums up Harry's distance from his own family. And the quote is, the insider says to Page 6, it shows just how far removed Harry has become. Yes, they're big names in Los Angeles, but the over-the-top flashiness is the complete opposite of what Prince William is trying to represent, both in his personal life and for the future of the monarchy. Well, that's exactly right. Now, on the show yesterday, but isn't that damning that palace insiders have slammed the couple for being tacky? And even the Kardashians, who are in many ways the tackiest family in history, are having to delete images of Harry and Meghan because they are embarrassed and they have to protect their reputation, their Reputazione. Das Reputone, in der ich gehe ins Kino, meine Freunde, und ich studiere die Mathematik mit meinem Onkel und mein Großvater, heißt Willi. Auf die Treppe schnell! So on the show yesterday, we were able to expose Meghan Markle's lies about the reason she didn't wear a poppy, which was, we know the poppy's there, it's the war dead, we've covered that. And let me tell you, it's not that hard to remember your poppy, right? I'm not royal, and I've never been in the military. But I've got my poppy ready for next year already. I'll be making a donation to the Royal British Legion, which is the charity that looks after our injured, but any form of service personnel. But Meghan, right, she's got so much money, she could easily have sorted it out. It's quite shocking. And I think, by the way, that this could get Harry and Meghan cancelled by Invictus, because we know Invictus aren't happy with Harry and Meghan, because they make the whole thing about them. And these veterans feel that Harry and Meghan are a toxic brand. And therefore, they understandably, they want the Invictus Games to be about injured servicemen and women. They don't want it to be about the Sussexes. And now the Sussexes, with an opportunity to acknowledge veterans, snub that opportunity with only Harry wearing the poppy, Meghan not. So I don't see, let me know in the comments, is there any way that Meghan can appear at Invictus ever again, having not worn a poppy for Remembrance Weekend? Is there any way she can? I don't see how she can. And if she hadn't, she could have said, I'm really sorry, it was an oversight, and I really regret it, and I love the veterans. And we would be like, fair enough, fair dinkum. But no, she had this message through her people, which is, it's really hard to get a poppy, I'm in America. Well, it wasn't hard for Harry, who had one. But is this a problem now for Invictus? I think it is. Okay. Invictus, by the way, these are the amazing men and women who bear the mental and physical scars of battle. And let's be honest, these veterans, right, at Invictus, they probably got ADHD from meeting Meghan as well. I think they'd rather have 6 months in Vietnam than 10 minutes with Duchess difficult. Oh, I realize you lost your legs. That's very sad, isn't it? I'm going to do my sad face now. You lost your legs. So here comes my sad face. So sorry you lost your legs. But can I just say something which is also, no one ever asks me how I'm feeling. I know you lost your legs, but no one says, Meghan, how are you? I realize you're blind now and you have PTSD and trauma and can't stand up straight, but no one asks me how I'm feeling. And did you know I'm not Meghan Markle anymore. I'm Meghan Sussex. Would you like me to write on a banana for you? Because that's what I do for people who are very poor, is I write on the banana. Because for some reason, getting a Sharpie and writing on a banana is somehow going to help them with their terrible lives. Because it's going to have an empowering message like, I don't know, call your family a bunch of racists, or never speak to your father even though he paid $500,000 for your education and raised you like a princess from day one. Folks, it's been great to chat. Cannot wait to see you for tomorrow's show. I'm still sitting on some mega stories. Please let me know everything you think about the show in the comments. Good, bad, and indifferent. The comments are not part of the show. They are the show. I love you. I love your work. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, misery, misery. What's gonna become of me? I tell my blues they mustn't show, but soon these tears are bound to flow, 'cause it's raining in my heart.